What is up, my fellow operatives? My name is the Nemesis James Taylor, or you might, well, this is Taft Taylor, actually. This is the newest episode of the Nemesis Sessions, and my guest today is the one and the only Atomic Titan. Atomic Titan made his return to TBW. He is TBW original. Mr. Titan, welcome to the Nemesis Sessions. You've been a guest before, but I'm glad to have you back.
Thank you for having me. I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Right now, part of my sidekick. That's my sidekick, Mr. Kovu. He is he's kind of like my advocate. You know, he's the Paul Heyman of the Nemesis Session. So don't worry about him. He just don't talk as much. So, well, it's good to have you here. I see your backdrop looks a little bit dark and creepy and cryptid and all that. I don't know if maybe you got some mind thing problems going in your head. I don't know if you're depressed. I don't know what it is, but I know you got a big match coming up. But I'm gonna go ahead and start things off. Let's just go ahead and get this ball rolling. Tell the world about your return to TBW. You left for a couple of months. We can get to that. But let's go ahead and fast forward to right when you hit the return, the day of. You're there, you come up to the arena, and you're about to make your entrance. And that reception you got, what was that like for you? What was going through your mind before you went out there? And what was it like being back home?
Man, it was crazy. I never expected that to happen, and I couldn't believe it. The crowd was nuts, and I was cheering on as well. When I came out, but that was planned for a few months, and then I finally got the okay, and then we had to wait a while to film the state classic, so I was just waiting and waiting until the time was right, and it finally happened. And I'm glad it did because, this is the comeback story. I got a big match coming up at Vendetta against Ledger Shade, and, a bunch of stuff was going through my head, though, about in my entrance when I came out at the state classic.
Oh, yeah.
And I never expected that reception by the crowd or the live chat, even on YouTube, and it was just amazing experience.
Having a return in backyard in regular wrestling is one thing, but in backyard wrestling and to be on a channel like Tennessee Backyard Wrestling and the fans that are there, you bring a lot of that star power there. You bring a lot of those fans because they're fans of you and they followed you in places that you've gone, such as, like you went on, when you left TBW, you went on to UWA. And I want to know at UWA, what was that like being there and what led to your release? Tell me a little bit about going there, performing, doing what you did there, establishing your name, spreading it out across the backyard world. And then finally, we just got word that you were released.
Yeah. Basically, I went to UWA because I got the okay from, Jake. And nobody knew I was coming. It was literally what it meant was that Underground Unleashed, I believe.
Yeah.
And I literally pulled up and just literally walked through the arena right there that day, and everybody was freaking out. They never expected that. Me and him had been talking for a while, and it was a good few months I was there. I was there from, I think it was like June to now as of yesterday.
Right.
But what led to my release or parting ways, I want to focus on TBW and PWF because those come first to me as always. Respect to them guys, but, things happen. A lot of backstage politics, especially some there, and going on. I respect them, but there's just some things that need to be changed.
That's understandable.
Especially.
Yeah. I kind of talked about this with you the other day. I talk about it a lot with some people, but some things that just get me is the politics, backstage politics when it comes to backyard wrestling. back in the day, and I told you this before. I mean, we used to just go out there and just perform and just have fun, just to make
Yeah.
sure that we could get, because we didn't have YouTube back then. Yeah, I know it sounds old, right? But we didn't have YouTube back then or any type of a social media platform. We had the internet, we had America Online, AOL. But I mean, you couldn't like just go and say, "Hey, we're
Hmm.
wrestling right now." You
Yeah.
know, it just depended on the location, and we would just go out there and say, "Hey, we're gonna have these matches." Hell, I wrestled 3 or 4 times that same day, and
Hmm.
a lot of us did because we were limited, and we went
Yeah.
out there just to have fun. And it was like that up until I stopped wrestling for a while. I come back, I'm thinking it's gonna be the same thing, and
Yeah,
now
I don't know what changed because like when I was younger, same thing. It was just out there, just having fun. Then
Mhm.
it was like up until like a couple years ago, people started making it like an actual business, sort of. Like all these politics and backyard wrestling and such. It's ridiculous though, but it happens. People get jealous. People get they want
Yeah,
that spot and they want to cause drama. There's some people that you'll meet that never is like that, but then there is that you'll you'll meet them and
that's true.
they always cause trouble. And there's a few I know like that.
It's sad to say, but I agree and I completely understand because
Yeah.
it's even like that in the eFed world. I run my 2K eFed, and I even in promo wrestling, it's like there's politics in that, and people get upset if they're not chosen and just given a championship right away. It's like,
Yeah.
dude, earn it. I get it, but at the same
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
I understand, but don't.
Go out there and cut the best damn promo. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, it's
Rock
not
their
that.
world. Try to outdo the other person. Make it competitive. But don't bitch and moan and cry. Sorry, I don't know if I can cuss on here, but
Yeah, you can
I was just
cuss. Go
saying. I was
ahead.
just saying, don't be crying about it,
Right.
saying, "Oh, you deserve this" when you don't really deserve it.
True. True. Um, when you left TBW, you don't have to really talk about what led to you leaving, but maybe it was one of those moments where you got burned out. You went out to venture on your own.
Yeah, I did.
UWA was one of those places, but you also ended up creating your own Fed, another one called PWF. And tell me about that. How's it been going? Tell me what it was like getting it started. What led to you doing it? Was it just you were missing wrestling, but you didn't want to go to
Yeah, it
TBW at the
was a
moment?
lot of it was a lot of missing wrestling because I was also at BCW at that time,
Yeah.
which I fully regret that going there. But I mean, it happens. I never even did a match there, but going into PWF, how it started, some of us was wrestling over at like BCW that was going to be on the show, JC Lee, and then Sammy Slade was going to debut over there, and a couple other guys, and we just didn't like the atmosphere, so we created PWF. It's had its ups and downs, and it's going better now. I hope hopefully for the future.
Oh
It's
yeah.
it's been a rough spots with people quitting and all that stuff, but it happens.
That
But
that
it
can
was
happen.
but the idea of like PWF, I had it back like in 2021 when I was like in TBW at that time. It was to create like new stars for backyard. I know it sounds kind of weird like that to say that, but people
No,
that aren't used like much on other shows of like around this area, or to create new. I think I've done a good job with that because you got like new guys like JC, Cody Flores, J.R. Ford, Cerberus. You've never seen them guys before. If you watch like TBW and all that,
yep.
and that's why I wanted it to originally be like an NXT of TBW. It was just gonna be called Uprising, but then I got the idea like I wasn't in TBW, so I created a whole new company, PWF, and we did have sort of a ring at one point, but things fell through with that. Then it
Mhm.
went on to trampoline.
Yep.
It was trampoline ground, which was some people wrestle on that. It's not really.
Some people prefer the ground over the trampoline. Some people don't mind the trampoline. I remember in my old days I didn't mind the trampoline, but I transitioned to the ground and did that to make it look more real. But it hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, it hurt.
Yeah. The ground does, yeah.
Tell me, like during PWF and also the UWA, because you kind of merged them together for a little bit. I saw. Tell me about rebuilding the industry. Tell me about the industry and what led to redoing that.
Redoing that was me and Jake's idea because we had history in TBW when he was there. We were the industry for a short time, and we went on and won the gold in the vault, won the TBW world title. He ended up leaving. Then when I went to UWA, it came to me with this idea of about the industry putting Chance, who's the world champion over there right now, in the front spot as one of the leaders. He wanted to turn him heel and turn on him. And I guess that was the original plan. I don't really know, but that was the whole reason I came in, was to bring back the industry.
Right, right.
Which I mean, it was pretty cool.
Do you feel this run with the industry was better than the last, or do you think the old one where it was you and Josh and Max Chaos and all that was better?
I personally believe like that was better. It was more booked better in TBW, and I'm trying to think. Like the difference is the UWA one. It was good because the storyline, we took over UWA and made it our own show, and then it kind of like went down after CJ came back. He took out I guess he's taking out the industry, and going from there. I mean, it's been a pretty good run there, but we haven't got to do much because they don't film as much.
True.
So,
True.
but I personally liked it better in TBW because me and Josh as a team is always awesome to see.
Yeah, and I said it before. That was when I started watching TBW, and I came across it. Was when y'all were leading the industry. You were the world champion, and y'all were on fire. Yeah. And it was like I wanted to see what these little crazy knuckleheads were up to next.
It turned me into a good guy sense of away from being this bad guy, following all his rules, and then after the big reset that happened of the gold rush, it like the industry started falling apart because I was trying to be like the guy that was leading the charge, and Josh was going behind my back on the show, calling off other people like Still and Matthew Joseph to come beat me up because he must have been jealous or something, and that's what led to the Demon Prince versus the Painmaker. The Painmaker came back, and now he's been on this run with Ledger ever since. Right. He was with Joe there for a while, but that's what led. So I guess you could blame me for the Painmaker coming back out. But I did beat him though at Backyard Chaos.
Yeah, that's true.
I wonder if Josh is watching this. I'd like to see.
That right there would be definitely interesting if he was. So, like the industry, obviously became a faction that it died, went away for a little bit, and then you made your return. But now, with the UWA departure and everything, you still got PWF. Tell me about Xavier Thorne. Tell me what is led to you. Tell me the history between you and Xavier Thorne. What started it? What was your first initial thoughts of this guy? And then where you're at today with him? Because y'all have formed a new faction.
Yes, it started on Instagram, months ago. And then it led to him coming here. He wanted to, I was screwing him over there for a while on PWF, even sort of like when he made his debut at TBW. And then, it happened. It had to happen where we were taking over PWF because Tristan Taylor couldn't show up because he took a leave on vacation. He thought that I couldn't do the job right.
Right.
That's bullcrap. So Xavier Thorne, he's a chill guy. I like working with him. Good wrestler. He needs a little work to him. I'm not saying I don't, but
Well, tell me about this TNT. What it's
TNT
about?
formed. Yeah, it formed Titan and Thorn. So that's what it stands for, and it's going in TBW and PWF. Xavier Thorne is the uprising champion right now. And people must be upset about that. Yeah, TNT all day.
Making Championship Wrestling saying TNT all day. What's up in
But
CW?
much respect for Xavier Thorne. He's like he's a good guy. He's like my brother.
There you
Uh,
go.
and we're taking over every federation that we went to. We had a classic match in UWA. We got hands down said that was probably one of the best matches in history there. And
In
then
UWA, yeah.
UWA, we did. I thought the one also in TBW was a little bit better because it seemed like we actually got more chemistry there
Right.
because we worked with each other before. And then we didn't face in PWF, but I was it was leading to that, but then some plans changed and we had to, rewrite some stuff, but it happens. And it actually I felt like it shocked people when me and Thorne aligned with each other after all the talk we had against each other.
True.
But yeah, that's my thoughts on Thorne.
Trying to go back to it, I couldn't really find it, but like your last match in TBW before you left, can you tell me like what that was like? You were on that last match, and then you were just like, okay, I'm backing out for a little while longer. I mean, we kind of left around the same time, if you think about it.
Yeah, we did.
You missed the anniversary for the first time, didn't you?
Yeah, no, I was actually at anniversary.
Oh, you were at anniversary.
I faced
okay.
Lake Lewis.
That's right. It was around that time though, was when you ended.
Yeah, I faced Lake, and then I think I was on the very next episode. I faced. I don't know if I actually wrestled that episode.
Yeah.
I believe. So what was it? Well, hold on. I believe that was the pairing with Johnny J.
Okay. Yeah.
And it got squashed. Some things happened. It was it was my fault. I shouldn't have done what I did. They lost my trust, and I'll own up to it. But that's what led to me leaving TBW. But besides that, I mean, things are good now. I'm glad we're on a good path. But yeah, I was always wondering what would that dynamic been with Triple J, if me and him would have been different than him and Cooper, or
kind of the same thing with me. I was supposed to have a match with Ledger, who we'll talk about here in a little bit. I was supposed to have a main event, my first anniversary, but I missed it with him. But that got put on the back burner, so that might be another day. Who knows? But nonetheless, and him coming in here, he said, it's Thorne showing love to the Nemesis and my brother, my best friend, the American Dragon.
Yeah, go buy the new.
Yep. American Dragon, Atomic freaking.
Yeah, that's a new thing I'm portraying. It's gonna be a fun ride. I can't wait to see where this new chapter takes me.
That's true. So now, what was it like? You leave for a while, something you've always known, and you go and venture out other places, and then after months of being away, you come back. Did it feel the same? or does it feel like a whole new thing? Did you feel like you learned while being out? You learned new things to bring it?
I did learn a lot while being out, and that was, I matured a lot, I believe, while I was gone. I had to find myself because I was, a lot of things happened, and I had to, pick myself back up and find myself again because a lot of things were going on in, my life at that time.
Yeah.
But it was different when I came back. I was actually really nervous when I had to go back to the filming because I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know they were going to kick my ass or well, I didn't know.
It's when you're gone for so long, it kind of makes you think and question. Are the fans going to remember me? Are they going to give a damn?
I didn't know if they would.
Am I going out there going to mean anything? Is anybody going to care? Is anybody going to watch?
Yeah.
Or are they going to? I don't know. I had butterflies before I came back out, and then I got put on the spot for your PWF, and you asked me to do a match. And I did a match with your guy, old J.R. Ford. Good kid.
Ford.
tough little cookie. But nonetheless, I know what you felt. I know exactly what you were going through because I've been there. And I haven't been there just one time. I've been there a couple of times where I've been gone for a while and then came back,
Yeah.
So that being said, Vendetta is right around the corner. And this past episode of Rampage, we saw you after my match with Mr. Prophet. We saw you go out there and you almost got your head caved in on a cinder block. What was that all about?
I was calling out Ledger because I wanted him to come out there to know that I'm a real challenge, unlike the Prophet or Gage Flair or Joe Anderson or Lake Lewis. I'm different. I'm a different competitor. And he's going to find that out at Vendetta. He almost was seconds away from ending my career by doing the blackout to me.
Yeah.
And Josh Allen had to hit me with that cane over the head when I turned around. As soon as I was going over the ropes, turned around, boom, hit right in the head. Didn't expect what was coming. But I should have known a snake like that would have done something.
You should turn that around on them. Like Joshua Allen almost better than anybody.
I do. I know he has some tricks up his sleeves, and so does Ledger. I'm expecting anything at Vendetta.
Do you think Shade is or Ledger? I don't know what he's calling himself these days.
Ledger Shade, something. Yeah. I don't know.
Do you think he is a little bit, intimidated by you? Maybe he's questioning his match against you, and that's why he felt he needed to try and end your career before before that match even happened.
Yeah, I believe he might be intimidated. And I know he's intimidated. Because, see, there's a little similarity between us. See, I was the golden boy from the very beginning of TBW. I went on to win many championships in this company. And then he kind of came in. He hasn't won as many as I have, but he's been that golden boy for quite some time now. So we kind of have similarities there. The Painmaker is controlling him. But lately,
you think it's because of the Painmaker is why he is the way he is?
I mean, yeah, he brought out the Joker persona again. He came out of the casket. I was watching while I was gone. I seen that, and that's why I came back, because I have to, I have to take down their takeover that they're trying to do. Because if I'm not the guy that's gonna beat them, then who is?
Right.
There's literally like nobody left. Besides, maybe you, but you're dealing with your own thing right now.
Yeah. But I'm dealing with the Prophet, and my goal is to keep that son of a bitch from becoming the TBW World Champion. Because if anything, I guess I'll be the first to say it right here, he's in my way. Because I'm going to go through him and do whatever I have to go through him till maybe once get that shot at the championship. whether it be you, respectfully, or it be the Shade, or whoever has that title when that time comes. But anyways, it's not about me. What you're saying, though, I respect. I really believe that Ledger has stooped to these lows because he knows that the clock's ticking on his championship. Somebody's going to beat him eventually.
It's going to end at Vendetta, and that's a promise.
This worm, you are
Josh. Oh, wow.
Nobody is going to dethrone Ledger. End of story. Would you like to rebuttal?
I will be the guy that's going to dethrone Ledger. I know your tricks, and I've been paying attention to what he does. So he's a coward because every match he somehow comes out victorious because of you. I seen what happened with Lake Lewis. You got thrown out, and then it was just a bunch of bull crap. But the story is it's gonna end at Vendetta, and I'll make that promise. Whether you're out there or not, at the end of the night, I'm gonna be holding up that title. You better believe it. And the fans can believe it or not. I hope they do.
My brother Atomic Titan will take the TBW World Championship. That's a promise. Nobody was expecting me to come to my brother's aid. TNT for life.
Yeah, I appreciate you for coming to my aid. Because if it wasn't for Thorne grabbing that leg of Ledger, my head would have been. I might not even be walking right now. I don't know where I would be. He's dealing with his own problems. He shouldn't be having to, come out there and save me. He's got some stuff going on with Fat Asian or something.
Well, I guess we'll have to find out what happens with that. I know I'm just fixing my phone real quick, or my camera real quick. Back to retirement home, Painmaker. This comeback story continues. So yeah, tell us about that, Titan. Tell us about this story, because you made that big journey and you came back, and you're obviously, we could tell since you've been back, your goal is to once again become the TBW World Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah, I said that the first night after I returned at the State Classic, is that I was going to win the TBW World Championship for one more time, or however many times in my career. And that, that's the richest prize to me. I've won it 5 times. 5 times. What I could win it one more. And if that happens at Vendetta, it's gonna be I might be shooken, but beating Ledger would be the biggest moment ever. Because he's been champion combined days of 400 days. He hasn't been pinned. He has not been pinned since October 2021. He has not been pinned since that. It's like over 500 days. It's close to 600.
Yeah. Well, I guess we're gonna have to find out and see what happens. So
I'm determined. I have to win. I have to.
Let's just say worst case scenario. Say you don't win. Are you going to give up?
No, I'm not giving up. What I will do is, try to get there some other way, or keep fighting till I get my hands on it. There's no giving up around here.
How many times? How many times will you be world champion if you win it?
6 times.
That'll be your 6th world title?
Yeah.
There you go. That'd be a hell of an accomplishment, especially in the backyard world, It
would be. And I'd be proud to be, the TBW World Champion. That's everybody's goal. That should be everybody's goal, to be TBW World Champion.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of people want to be there. A lot of people want to come to a place like that. Ledger is on top of the mountain. He's a hell of a heel, and he's starting to turn a lot of people against him. And I think the whole locker room is either afraid or they keep trying, but they keep failing. What do you think is the problem, Titan?
Like I said, he's a coward. He cheats every match.
Well, we have a special guest,
Let me
but
guess, Thorn maybe. I don't know.
I don't know what happened. I guess their thing didn't work out. But go ahead, keep talking.
He cheats every single matchup with Josh, with the Painmaker. There's no way he could beat me one-on-one.
Like, and you know that for sure.
Yeah, I know that for sure, because if he didn't have the Painmaker out there, there would be no World Championship reign. It would be ended. So I'm going to be watching with my eyes peeled back here. Every single moment, you'll see me looking back. Because Vendetta, if he tries anything on me, it's going to be over for him.
Are there some matches other than the Shade and winning that world title? What's your plan after winning the world championship? If you were to win that world title, what do we go from there? What's the story going to do from there?
It's just gonna continue, and I'll hope to go up against the very best that TBW has to offer. I'm open for any challenge, whoever wants to step up in front of me, face me, and it's time to do it right. Last time I was world champion, I was manipulated by the Painmaker at that time, and I was this bad guy. I was doing bad things, but this time I actually want to do it the right way and be a fighting champion, unlike Ledger, who wants to compete every 30 days. Mm-hmm. I want to defend it on every rampage there is. I want to give it to the fans. I want their world champion to be, a fighting champion. And
come out every week.
That's what the fans deserve.
Right. A fighting champion.
Deserve nothing like that. Like him.
I got to go out there and do what he does best.
And now he has both belts. He's an undisputed champion. Now he's holding both titles hostage.
Yeah, that right there. Somebody needs to take that U.S. title from him. I can definitely do that. We got a fan in here, Kyle Bruce, saying, "What's up, Titan? Where are your top 5 companies you'd like to visit one day, past, present, or future?"
Okay.
I have a past company, TWF.
I'd say up there where past or present or future, MEBW. I'd like to check out WCF. Let's see. I would have liked to go to the one that was in WWA. That would have been interesting to see. Boom Figs Wrestling would have been interesting. EBW, New Jersey. BTW. I'd like to go there.
Nice.
ESW.
ESW?
Yeah. That's pretty much it.
I think our guest is back. You want me to see if I can bring him on? I think he wants to speak with you, Titan. And it is Mr. Painmaker. Mr. Painmaker. Painmaker has made it to the Nemesis sessions.
Oh, this loser. What's up? What do you got to say, coward? No Wi-Fi connection? What is it?
Running on that McDonald's Wi-Fi.
He must be in a cage. A cave. Fuck, I messed that up. I said cage.
Yeah.
Cave, same fucking thing.
Maybe the Shade's got his mic muted. You can unmute your mic if you can hear us.
He must be in the Batman mobile.
He must. I guess while we wait on him to do that, Make It Championship Wrestlers said, put some respect on my brother's name, Painmaker. You're running scared. Why so doubtful? PM your client doesn't have to just worry about AT, he got to worry about me too because Titan is taking the world championship. I guess he left.
Well, I guess he didn't have nothing good to say, anyways.
Cryptic messages. That's what that must have been.
I don't, Joshua Allen, we've been, I gave him the opportunity to, be in the industry with me because he lost. You can tell how really dumb he is. He gave up his job to Matthew Joseph. And then he was calling my line all the time because, I need a job. I need a job. And, I let him in the industry, back then. But he had a good run and he screwed me over. Of course he did. That's what he always does. He's a snake. He says, I'm a snake. He knows the real me. Actually, I'm actually the good guy here.
You're the good guy?
He's the one over there, that's always been bad guy. He's screwed people over multiple times. I helped him win his first world title. You go back to watch episode 2, I believe it was.
Yeah.
The very beginning, I helped him.
I actually went back and watched the first 4 or 5 episodes a couple of days ago just to do my homework,
Yeah.
Because you never know. And I watched a lot of
I can't watch most of the old stuff. It's so
cringy.
Well, yeah, it was because we were I was 17 at that time. Most of us are about that age, 17, 16. It's fun to watch sometimes, but it's just a big difference now between now and then.
Well, that shows the experience that y'all gained. That shows how y'all have grown as competitors.
We have grown a lot, which I'm proud of that. I was, season 1 stuff is, pretty good, somewhat. Season 2 of TBW had a kind of a downfall because some people left because they were we were still in school at that time.
Yeah.
They were worried about other stuff. And season 3 started picking back up. That's when Gage came in, which was pretty, he helped us a lot there. So thanks to him for that. And then Ledger came in, he helped us a lot. And
it's gone a long way from
there. Yeah, I mean, Gage helped us become better wrestlers too. And a lot of people along the way, like you have, and Ledger, and a bunch of people. It's been, if it wasn't for some of these people, we wouldn't be here.
Well, that's what it is.
We closed down the doors back in 2018 because we only had 3 guys. It went down to that many people. And we literally shut down. We had our last show. It was called Save Yourself. And that was a really hard time. We were if you watch the video, there's even a picture where me, Josh, and Mitchell, which is little Mike, we were all sitting there hugging each other, crying. I was a world champion. I dropped it to Josh for that last show because he deserved it. It's,
yeah,
it's a part of his company. But besides that, I never expected that, but I moved TBW then up to right up the road up here, and there was a bunch of guys up there wrestling. They didn't know you could film it or anything. They had a ring and everything. I was damn, I didn't even know about y'all. And then some of them eventually started going over there to Josh's, and then it started,
Vinny said thanks to me too.
Oh yeah, Vinny's Mr. QT Marshall. You should get Vinny on this podcast one day.
That'd be up to him if he'd want to join or get on here at all and talk. That would definitely be up to him.
He'll be talking about his experience with EC3, I bet.
Yeah. Is it the Painmaker?
Hello.
Are you done? with your bullshit already? Out of all the people you bring on a fucking talk show, you had to bring this little conniving fucking worm? Taylor, are you serious? You know what? I've been hearing this shit for the past, how many hours you been on this shitty broadcast? All
We've
I've
actually been
heard
live for
was
40
blah,
minutes.
blah, blah.
Can you please shut the hell
I don't
up?
give a damn what time you're on here.
How much you let me
Shut
talk?
up. Look, I'm talking, okay? Shut up already.
Have your 15
You
minutes
had
of fame,
your little
motherfucker.
40-some odd minutes of fame. Shut up already.
Have your 15 minutes
You
of
know
fame,
what?
little girl. Keep crying. Go on.
Hang on, Ty. Let's hear what the Painmaker's
I know,
got to
I'm
say.
letting him have his 15 minutes of fame. He can go ahead and talk. Say it. I'm here listening. It's gonna be about how your master is gonna defeat me at Vendetta. I want to hear the plan. So let me hear it.
Painmaker, you there?
Are you done already?
Look, listen,
Yeah, I'm
kid.
listening.
But before you start blasting Titan and coming on my show and talking to me like that, I'm just going to give you one fair warning, kid, and that's to take that bass out of your voice when you talk to me. But I don't care what you say to Titan, but you respect me when you get on here, because the next time I see you or Ledger, I'm going to knock your ass out if you keep going with that tone. You understand me? Now, Titan, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm just waiting on him to speak.
Mr. Painmaker,
I want to hear
the
what
floor
he
is
has
yours.
to say.
Are you there?
He's probably in a cave, like I said. He has that bad reception.
This is weird. We
Why
got
is he in
two
our twat?
Painmakers. That is weird.
Oh, we got two of them in here. Okay.
All right.
We don't need another. We don't need another one.
There it is. You can speak, sir. Your mic's unmuted.
Man, shut the fuck up. I'm talking to you, worm. You listen here, worm. What makes you think in your little pea-brained head of yours that you are going to do what nobody else has done yet? What makes you think you're going to be the guy to do it? You know what? Here's the real truth, kiddies. The real truth about this little piece of shit worm. There would be no Atomic Titan without me. I was the one that created this shit. You just kept it afloat. But what did you do? You left. You abandoned your own organization, and you abandoned me. And while you was on the outside of the glass looking in, me and Ledger was doing everything that you couldn't do. Why? Because you wasn't here. But it all boils down to you making your comeback, your tremendous comeback at the State Classic 4. If it wasn't for us two, you would still be on the trampoline or somewhere else, some godler damn promotion. But the fact of the matter is this: at Vendetta, you're just gonna be like all the rest. All the rest of them, Titan, that you are going to crumble and going to fall. And you know what's the most important thing? Your precious little TNT buddy is not going to save your ass this time, because I can guarantee there's only two ways of your demise is going to happen. Either the last laugh or the blackout. And second of all, Taylor, you old fart, don't you think about getting greedy about going after the belt, because you have the freaking bald bastard that we put down before, so you can keep your ass focused on him, because this is not 1999 no more. This is 2023. So I would suggest to you, focus on that goof troop while we focus on this little insect, this little parasite, because the bottom line is this: at Vendetta, you will lose just like all the rest, because you are just like all the rest, because you will fall. You got these parasites believing that you are going to do the job. But let me ask you one question. I'll let your little mealy mouth speak. How's it going to feel, Titan, to know that when you get put down by the shade, how is it going to feel to know that you let down your own brand? You let down the PWF troop. How's it going to feel to know that you put your fans down when you're laying on that canvas, looking up at the sky or looking down at the canvas? Was the comeback all for nothing? Was it all for nothing? Because the fact of the matter is this: nobody knows the real Atomic Titan like I know him. That's the cold hard truth.
No,
You
no,
think
no.
I turn? No,
I
shut
know
up.
you.
I'm
I know
talking.
you.
You think?
Yeah.
No, shut up, worm. Shut up. You think that I wrote the book on turning on people? No, that's your job. But like I said, how does it feel for you to know that when Vendetta ends, you will be just like all the rest? Your comeback story is nothing but a fairy tale. That's all it is, Titan. I don't know
My time to speak.
what mindset you're in right now, but I can guarantee that there is no way in God's green earth that you are walking out with that belt. If I had anything to say about it, because I can guarantee you will not walk out. If it wasn't for Thorn, that other little insect, that little ingrate, saving you, you wouldn't be making it to Vendetta. But nonetheless, you'll be at Vendetta. But I can guarantee the Shade, it will still be the world's heavyweight champion. And you can thank me and Mr. Ledger for keeping this place afloat while you were looking through the glass window, begging to be let back in. And we gave you that chance. And now you think that you can dethrone the Shade. Well, kid, all I can say is if you got your prayers, dial them up. You might need them. But I can guarantee at Vendetta, you will not, and I repeat, not walk out with that championship. Mark my words.
Congratulations. Wow. That was a lot to take in, but I'll just respond by saying this. There won't be no me laying on the mat, sitting there, looking at the sky. It'll probably be your boy that's laying on the mat looking up at the sky, crying to you about how I won the world title. You say there's no Atomic Titan without Joshua Allen. If it wasn't for me, Painmaker, you would still be in the cowboy hat and the boots coming out to that shitty country song. You'd still be doing that. You still be my bitch with me slapping you around. Remember those days? Yeah. But Vendetta, it's a stop at Ledger Shade. There's nobody else, and I'm the only guy that's gonna be able to beat him. I believe that. I know it. It's in my heart, and I know it right here that I'm gonna beat him. And if you want to be a coward and come out there and play all the games you have lately by trying to cheat, I'll be having the eyes in the back of my head because I know every trick you'll pull, and I am not scared one bit of Ledger or you at all. So you better get ready. You better tell Ledger that his days are numbered because very soon.
Definitely strong words.
His days are numbered, James. It's the truth. And Joshua Allen can sit there and say it's not, and say I'm nothing, say I'm going to go wrestle back on a trampoline or back to UWA or some shit. He don't know what it's like to scratch and claw and work your way back to TBW. He doesn't understand that. He didn't have to leave and go out there and try to keep making a name for yourself. You know, Josh, he's going to sit there and say, oh, well, I was in the big leagues. Oh, well, whoop-de-doo. I was out there creating a new company for brand new stars to come in. And what were you doing? You were playing with the Grim Reaper and turning it, see, you did the same thing to Joe that you did to me. You wanted to bring out the shade. You wanted to bring out that Joker persona. And what did you do? You did. You brought him out of the casket. Congratulations. I've seen that. This is the comeback story. And it's going to continue at Vendetta. There's no stop to it. It's going to continue all the way till next Vendetta. And on and on. Because from here on out, I'm going to be the guy that's holding that title up. And you're going to call me the TBW World Champion for the 6th time at Vendetta. And that's a fucking promise.
Damn. It's because you're the best, right?
Yeah. I guess I'm the best. You want me to say it? I am the best. I proved it since day one. I'm better than anybody on that damn roster out there. I'm better than Ledger. Better than anybody that you can put before Ledger. I beat them. The only guy I've lost to on the way to Vendetta is Jay Wild. I beat Joe Anderson. I beat Fat Asian. I beat Xavier Thorne. Anybody you want to put in front of me, let them come on.
Painmaker, I hate to admit it, but, Titan makes a valid point. He's got a little bit more star power than the Shade. It doesn't matter, and he don't even hold a championship.
And how
do we not know that Titan's going to win the title? And then what's going to happen between the Painmaker and the Shade? Is the Painmaker going to get a divorce from the Shade and go back to Titan?
Well, listen, I will die trying with whatever it takes. I don't care if I walk out of there injured. Or if
First off, old man, have you lost your fucking mind?
I'm walking out.
Me going back to that little fucking insect? Hell no. I would never work with this little freaking twerp ever again in my life because I've learned one thing. You can never trust a snake. And that's what you have been your entire career.
You think I was
like
a snake?
I said.
You think I was a snake? You're the one that turned on me.
Shut up! I'm talking, you twerp. Let me speak.
And what were you doing
when I speak? Shut up. When I speak, you little piece of... When I speak, you little piece of shit, people listen.
Look, I think it's time to maintain a little order. So, Titan, let's let him speak his piece. This, and then we'll have you rebuttal. Go ahead, Painmaker.
Like I said, once a snake, always a freaking snake. You think look, you wrote the book on that. You want to take a little trip down memory lane? We can do that, pal. We can do it all night if we want to. The fact of the matter is this, but the main priority, look, that's history books, but this is the present. And like I said, at Vendetta, you know what? I'll give you a little bit of credit. You got a little bit of confidence. You finally got that fire back, didn't you, twerp? It's about time you did. About time. But I'm going to tell you one thing. You can say it all you want, that you're going to be the world's heavyweight champion. But deep down, Titan, I don't think you can do it. You can talk the game all you want to, but when it comes time for the bell to ring, is it all talk? Or are you going to do something? But are you going to be the one to finally end the Shade? Or are you going to be like just like all the rest? Crumble and fall under the weight of the pressure. It's crunch time, Titan. Are you ready for the big time? Are you ready to finally get back what you have lost? Do you want to be the face of this company again? Or are you going to be sitting on the sidelines watching while me and Ledger dominate as the Anarchy era continues when we beat you at Vendetta? So I'm going to ask you again. Is the comeback story worth it? Was it worth coming back just to fall under the weight of the pressure? You've not been in a main title pick. You have not been in a main title picture in a long time. Remember the last time you held that belt? I was with you. I was there when you lost it. How'd you think I felt back then, huh? I was ashamed. I was humiliated that you lost. You claimed to have been the best for 6 years, and then you've abandoned what you started. How do you think I feel? Huh? So you know what? How did it feel when you was on the sidelines watching in, and me and Mr. Ledger dominated everybody that was put in our path, and you at Vendetta will be no different because you will crumble under the pressure. Mark my words. I'm not saying this to be saying it. It is the truth. And the truth is, like I told you on Rampage, you are not ready. Your comeback story is just that. It's a story. It's made up. It's not come true yet.
It's not a fairy tale. It's not a fairy tale.
Oh, it's not.
The story is gonna have it. The story's gonna have a happy ending. And you want to say, "Oh, they don't have happy endings." Well, this one will. Because I'm writing the book, and then the book's going to close. That chapter's going to close, I mean. The book will keep writing itself.
Creepy Leech came in here and says, the only guy I lost to, never, ever, ever admit your losses. And then
I will admit my losses because, that makes you a better performer. It makes you, get better. Okay. And what did the other guy?
Jack Delta said, if my boy Titan fails, I call dibs on that, Shade. What do you think of that, Painmaker?
Well,
Jack Delta, really? Jack freaking Delta. Look, I've heard a lot about Delta. Delta is a tremendous performer. You know what, Delta? You know what? If you ever get the itch and the gumption to come down to the volunteer state, to step in the ring with the Shade, if you want to call dibs, then be my guest. If not, then stay behind the screen, pal. Just stay behind the screen. But if you feel lucky, Delta, if you want to go all in, if you want to push in all the chips, then maybe I can have it arranged. But for right now, this little twerp is the issue. And I can guarantee Titan will fall. But Delta, if you ever feel the itch, if you maybe want to be another name to the victim list of Ledger Shade, then by all means. By all means.
Mr. Creepy Leech came in here.
You're literally all talk, dude. That's all you are. I think Jack Delta could probably beat the Shade. I could too.
I'd like to rebuttal since Painmaker's been trying to be an asshole on here. While I got you here, Painmaker, let me say one thing. You can care to rebuttal all you want, and I think Titan can agree. The only reason that your little Shade has that championship is because, unfortunately, he missed the opportunity of facing James Taylor at Anniversary last year, because had I did show up, I would have took that title from him with the snap of my fingers, and nobody could do something about it. Not you, not anybody. But hey, it is what it is. That match is saved for a different time era, whether it's for a title or not. One day, me and the Shade, we're going to have to cross paths and go. And I promise you, Painmaker, at the end of that night, you're going to look at James Taylor with the W. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah, I believe that could happen.
You're living in the past, James. You're living in the past. Like I said earlier, this is not 1999 anymore. This is not the era of the Nemesis or whatever the heck you used to go by back then. Or I don't really give a damn, okay? This is not your era anymore, James. No more. Look, you have got that prophet. We've defeated him. He kept on preaching that he would dethrone the shade. What happened? Snuffed out. Down.
Cheated.
Gone.
Cheated.
I cheated. Shut up. It's called being ahead of the game, twerp. You wrote the book. If anybody's a cheater, pal, you wrote the book on it. But back to you, Taylor.
I'm just saying, if I'll be watching, and I hope that you don't try to pull any games, or I'll take your ass out. I wouldn't mind throwing a punch and knocking you down. That actually make me happy.
You know, Painmaker, I'm getting a little amped up just listening to your sorry ass. You keep pledging that ledger that the shade is the be all end all in this business. You keep talking about how James Taylor, this isn't 1999 no more. Hell, son, I know it ain't 1999. 25 years in this business, and I'm only in the prime of my career, sweetheart. I promise you, if you got in my way, I got an itchy damn trigger finger, and I'd pull a trigger on a stunner and stun your sorry ass just as well as I do ledgers, period. And there ain't nothing you can do about it, kid.
Wow, a stunner like we never seen a stunner before entering a ring. Wow. Ugh, big whoop. Who gives a shit? The bottom line is this. After Titan is dethroned, whoever wants to step up, if you feel lucky, if you got the guts to come on and face the greatest world champion, two of the greatest masterminds in TBW today, because look at the history list. Look at the list of the people that we have put down so far. Jay Wild, put down. Woo Man, put down. You name them, you stack them up. He has put them down with the blackout or the last laugh. And Titan at Vendetta will be no exception, because Xavier Thorne, Mr. 1/2 of TNT, probably won't even be there, because he's, if he would have got his little ass in the ring, he'd have been taken care of just like that. But the bottom line is this.
Painmaker, he said Titan is the world champion, Thorne is the U.S. champion. Those are facts. That's coming from Mr. MCW Thorne himself.
Here's some facts, Thorne. You and your new lackey over here are nothing but a bunch of misfits. You two you absolutely think in your wild imaginations that you two can dethrone us or dethrone the shade. Not a chance, Thorne. Thorne, nobody knew who the hell you were before you even came in a TBW. You know what? That's the issue. If it wasn't for... Here's the bottom dollar. I don't care. You can put anybody up. I don't care if it's the old fart James Taylor. I don't give a damn if it's Jack Delta, Ronnie Brady of Resurrection Wrestling, anybody. They're going to go down. So Titan is no exception. At Vendetta, Titan will fall just like the rest. And this comeback story will be nothing but a story. And the ending will be Ledger holding up the world's heavyweight championship. That's not a threat. That's a promise. And James, you can just watch your little podcast. You can watch all you want to. Maybe if you even show up, who knows? You know what you are? You're a no-show Taylor. You don't even show up much. You're too busy podcasting, old man. That's your issue. You know what? Stick to podcasting. Stick to hiding behind.
Sorry ass is on my podcast to come over here and throw your voice out to the world.
I made your podcast with this little pipsqueak was putting people to sleep,
buddy. That's what you want to do. You want to ride my coattails because one day you're going to wish you had your own podcast. And it's because I could go there whenever I want. I could show up part-timer. I do this shit better part-time than anybody in that damn locker room does full-time, Jack. And I'll show up. And when I do, you better hope I don't see your ass anywhere around. That's
Give
what I
him a-
thought.
give
That's what
him
I
a
thought.
stunner.
Cat got your tongue.
Give
Keep
him a
your tongue in
stunner.
your mouth and shut your damn lips when you talk to me, you little bastard.
Give him a stunner.
Yeah. I ought to turn his damn lights out. Because Painmaker, you don't intimidate me, you don't scare me. But you know what, Jack? This ain't about me. This ain't about you. This is about Titan beating the Shade's ass, taking his world title, and you go sit there and piss and moan about it. That's what's going to happen. That's the reality that's going to be at TBW Vendetta. It's going to be live here on YouTube. TBW, check out the description. I'm going to send a link in the description below so everybody can check it out. It's coming up in a short couple of weeks. And you know that, Painmaker. You know it. Time's ticking for your champion. How many days? It's got quite a few days, just like Mr. What's his name? Prophet. If you guys were smart, you saw what I did at Rampage. I didn't give a damn about beating that challenge. I knew Titan had it. I had nothing to worry about. All I wanted to do was take Prophet and show him what kind of a man I am and beat his ass and why he doesn't deserve to be the world's heavyweight champion. After I get through beating his ass, then you can damn sure bet that world title is going to be in my sights, bar none, period.
And Painmaker is just scared. That's what it is. He's scared.
You know what, Taylor? First off, Worm, shut up. Taylor, I will give you a little bit of credit, old man. A little bit. You put an asthma on that bald bastard. I will give you your props on that. That's one threat that you and I ain't got to worry about. Because if Vendetta, you know what I hope? I'm not the biggest fan of you, but I really sincerely hope you will do me Ledger a favor and get rid of that bald bastard, okay? You know what? I'm not the biggest fan of yours. I really don't give a damn about either of you, but maybe I hope you do it. And after we get done kicking Titan's ass, old man, if you got the guts, if you still got one stunner left in you, if you want to do it, then if the board can do it, then by all means. But until then, me and Ledger will be on top of the TBW landscape, looking down at all of you sons of bitches, because we are the key players in this organization right now, and will be, and by God, forever. So you know what, Titan? I'm going to hop off here, and you two can get back to being all goody and supporting each other and that. But until then, see you at Vendetta, chump. Adieu. Goodbye.
I'll be seeing you. See you there. Hope you're ready.
Well,
I'm glad he's gone.
He tucked his tail and ran.
Anyways, my phone's about to die, so.
Well, Mr. Titan, I want to thank you for coming on the Nemesis sessions. At least you got to get a little bit of your stuff off.
Yeah.
You told him off. Is there anything you'd like to ask or say before you leave today?
Just come Vendetta. I'm going to be walking out as a champion. That's a promise. Like I said, I'll die trying. Whether I'm puking, have blood on me, anything injured, it's going to be a fight. And there's going to be no stopping me. He's going to have a real challenge this time. Not like the rest of them. Vendetta, it's over. You can believe that.
Oh, we definitely will. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Nemesis Sessions, and this is Atomic Titan. Titan, I'm going to go ahead and let you go. Thank you for stopping by, and I will talk to you after a while.
All right, see you, man.
And that is with him gone, and I'm going to end the podcast this way, and I want to thank everybody for coming here. I'm going to leave a little final message, and that's the fact that TBW Vendetta, in just a short couple of weeks on the TBW YouTube channel, be sure to check it out. I'll put a link to the channel in the description below so you can check them out. That's where you can find the Nemesis James Taylor in-ring action. And be sure to check out the last Rampage where I went into the ring and beat the hell out of the Prophet. And at TBW Vendetta, in that 2 out of 3 falls, Prophet, I don't care if it's a wrestling match. I don't care if it's wild rules. I don't give a damn if it's a submission match. At the end of that entire match, you will know who the Nemesis James Taylor is. And that's because there can't be no other way, Jack. This has been a hell of a podcast. This has been a hell of a showing. You will let them down is what they're saying over here in this. And then Shade, he was saying that to Titan. Shade is getting dethroned. I don't know. Put your votes down. Say in the comment section below. Do you think do you think Ledger is going to retain his championship at Vendetta, or do you think Titan is going to dethrone him and take it? Hell, put in the comment section if you believe that I'm going to defeat the Prophet, or if you think the Prophet's going to defeat me, because I can guarantee you one thing. He ain't going to defeat James Taylor. No, not at all. Guys, thank you so much again for stopping by. I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I'll see you in the next podcast on the next episode of the Nemesis Sessions. Until then, I'll catch your ass down the road, and thank you so much for stopping by.